So a lot of people are here now. It's started to rain. There's a bit of lightning in the background. The rain's not heavy. The rain's not a problem. I quite like it actually. I know maybe some of my friends in Malaysia don't like running in the rain, but there is a bit of lightning about, so hopefully that won't be an issue. But it's I'm full of the normal excitement, dread, anticipation, nervous, all the words you can think of, good and bad, that I always have before I race marathons, half marathons or whatever. I don't know if there's a cut-off time. I'm not aware if there is. I haven't seen any cut-off times advertised, but I always have a plan A, a plan B, C, D, blah, 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 blah. This time my plan A is 5.5 hours. I don't think I'm going to get better than that because I haven't trained, you know. I've done nothing really since the 84 kilometres in March. So if I can get 5.5, that'd be good. If I'd done more training and I unfortunately losing my job in Malaysia and all the moving hassle really put a big dent in my training plans. But I think I probably could have gone for 5 here because the weather's definitely cooler. It's hot during the day, but it's still cooler than what I'm used to. So, but I think now I've got to be realistic. So I'm going to set off at a pace that's going to get me around in 5.5. Got a few stomach issues. I'm hoping that's not going to cause me an issue, but let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's see. I mean, you know, this is an unusual marathon. It's only about number 9, I think it says up on the board. So it's not a big one in terms of how many years it's been run. But obviously by 9 they should have got things right, so I'm expecting to be a good one. I think the area is going to be very iconic, so I think just finishing and being in the area is going to be great. So there's a lot of people here. I understand there's about 4,000 runners overall, but that's for all the races. I think there's a 5, a 10, a 21 and a 42. But it looks like there's a good 1,000 here for the 42. And it looks very impressive here, but it's very dark. There's a few statues I can see, but I guess it's going to be quite impressive when the sun comes up. I'm not sure what time it comes up here. Maybe not until 7. But I won't be finished by then, so I won't be running in the dark all the time. There's about 25 minutes or so before the start. A little bit worried still, because I always am. But I think it's just a case of enjoying it really and seeing how it goes. Not worried too much about the time. Just enjoy the atmosphere. There is a lot of Westerners here. I've heard Americans, but I think other Europeans as well. I just spoke to a couple of guys from Indonesia, one being living in the same area that I do, so very interested talking to them. Anyway, some drama going on. I filmed some of that. So a tip I always give people who are not particularly after a time, just want to sort of finish it, is start towards the back here. If you start towards the front, which a lot of people do for some reason, you've got timing chip, so it doesn't matter where you start in the race, you can still start at the very back, and win it anyway. Although obviously going through loads of people can interfere with your time. So when I was after a time years ago, I used to start towards the front, usually in the first wave, because I needed to, but now I don't. I start towards the back now, and psychologically, if you start towards the front, everyone's overtaking you at the start. It makes you run too fast, or it can put your confidence down. So you're better off starting towards the back and you're actually overtaking people, but you're not forced to. You can stick to the time that you've got planned. So that's my little tip. So that's the first 5k done. So a lot of races will always do what they call negative splits, where you try and do the same distance for each, or same time for each distance, each k or mile. But I used to, but now it's about finishing for me and getting a slower time. Not finishing is the main thing. So I need to be doing, for my 5.5, I need to be doing 7.5 mini k's. So at the moment, I know I'm going to have to walk at some point. I always work on the basis to get as much in as you can early, and then you sort of banked it, gives you a bit more flexibility later. So at the moment I'm roughly 7-minute k's, and I know I drop down later, because there's no way I finish under 5. But let's see, yeah. So I passed the 10k mark. I'm still just under 7-minute k's, but I need to start slowing down a bit because I'm really feeling this lack of training. And apart from January, I did 42, the later for in March. A week later, I just did a 21, which was a bit of a failure in time-wise because I was still tired for the week before. Since then, I've managed the odd 10, sometimes a few 14s. That's it. So I'm paying for it now. But I am 61 years old, yeah? Run, live, run. So a little disappointed. I was hoping to be able to get to 21k before I had to start walking, but unfortunately it's not to be. So I'm walking now, so I've got my usual pain in my left foot, which I never managed to work out whether it was gout or sciatic. I think it's gout because for some very strange reason, since I moved to Indonesia about 2 weeks ago, the weather's actually a bit cooler in Kuala Lumpur, I've actually had very little sciatic pain, so which is very strange. I would expect the opposite. Maybe the humidity it's worse for it, yeah. But as I say, this morning is my lack of training is clearly showing now in my legs and my body, yeah. So I'm going to have to basically, so I've got 30k to go, yeah. So it's going to be run, walk, or walk, run, whatever way you look at it, for the next 30k. But I've been here before many times, so as I said earlier, I'm 61 years old, coming up for 62. So I know a lot of people my age are still very fast, but not me. I was never that fast anyway. Yeah. Run, live, run, or run, walk, live, run, walk. As long as I finish, it doesn't matter, does it? I suppose that the one big advantage I do have is I do walk quite fast. So remember I did an 84k, and it was up. This bit was uphill, and there was a girl running. I overtook her walking. So I have to say that the temperature is absolutely perfect. I mean, it rained quite heavy at the start and stopped, and then rained again in the first 3 or 4k. Bit of a hill for the first 5-6k. I mean, to what I've been training at, not really, but not as flat as maybe I thought. But it's flat now, as you can see. But weather-wise, it's perfect. So if I hadn't had the sort of hassles and anxiety I've had recently and trained more, then I'll be doing 5 hours here, no problems, because the weather's perfect. But it ain't gonna happen. So that's 14k done. I hope my stomach does hold up. I'm starting to get a few stomach issues, and I hope it's okay. I've just taken some Imodium because I haven't seen any toilets en route. There's the odd people using hotels and maybe hotels, but there's a few complexes I think you can go to, but at the moment there's nothing here right out in the country. So maybe I might have to find a bush somewhere later, yeah? Anyway, I'm walking again a bit. I tried to run, but it's just going to be walk, run, which is fine. It is what it is. I'm on 14 now, 28 to go, so I've gone past the 30 to go mark. So, reached the half marathon stage. It's about 7 k's, and I know I'm halfway, yeah. So that's over 16, which is always a good feeling. So we're at 19.5k now. Now it's daylight, we're starting to see some of the beautiful scenery got around here. So I'm just coming up for 21. So the guys that are running towards me are about 10k ahead of me. So looking forward to being at the 31 stage. But I'm okay. Am I going to get 5.5? It's going to be tight, but you know, plenty of walking, plenty of running. But I'm probably doing more running at the moment than I thought I would. Although originally I was hoping not to be a walk at all until after 21. But it's a bit of a toss-up really, because when I run, for some reason my gout doesn't really hurt. But when I walk it really does. But everything else hurts when I run. But hey, don't get old. So I've done just over 27 k's now. There's one bit where you probably about 5, 6, 7k maybe. You run and the other people run opposite way back. That was always horrible. And now I'm on that other side now, so although there's not many coming the other way now. But this is very tough. It's supposed to be. What I'm doing now roughly is I'm trying to sort of walk half a k and run a k, and that seems to be working. It's keeping me roughly within the time that I need. So I need to average 7.5. I'm averaging about 7:20. It might be tight, and to be honest, it's not the end of the world. I'm really not overly bothered. I mean, those days are gone really. Although to be fair, I've seen a lot of people who were a good 10k ahead of me when I was on the upward thing earlier, and some of them look a lot older than me. So fair play to them. Maybe I can't use age as an excuse, but it is what it is, yeah. It was so lovely running through the sort of local villages and people selling all this stuff and all the kids waving, and it's lovely, it's great, Seen a few temples. We'll see a few more at the end, but at the moment it's all about village life, which is great. So I'm just coming up for the 30k mark, which makes me feel good. So still 12k to go, or slightly over 12k. It's strange because this marathon, my watch is to get up the pace slightly before the signs. And whilst that's a little bit annoying towards the end, because you got a bit further to go, it's actually better because there's nothing worse than doing a full marathon, but Garmin, or more importantly Strava, records it's just under. So it's good they got it about right. So yeah, 30k sign almost coming up now. So I'm still doing the sort of running a k, walking half a k. Sometimes I do 1.5k. Health-wise, I'm just about hanging in now. I'm having a few sort of giddy spells, but I've had those 10 years ago. I just get them when I run. I keep an eye on my heart rate. It's well below the max, so that's fine. So yeah, it's a beautiful run. It's daylight as well. You can really see the countryside and all the paddy fields. coming up to the about the 35k mark, so I'm struggling now, but there's only 7k left, so I know I'll complete it, which is good, although I do it in my target A. I won't be far off it, to be honest, but I'm in a lot of pain. My foot's in a lot of pain from the gout, my legs, because I haven't really trained enough, and if I want to start running too much, after about a K or so, I'll start to feel a bit faint. Yeah, so I'll get there before it's dark. So I'm on about 36.5k. So 5.5k left, maybe closer to 6 because the measurement's slightly out, I think. So there's a beautiful temple over there. I'm seeing some temples on Monday, so probably these anyway. This is tough. Beautiful, eh? This is why I came here. 42k's is 42k's wherever you do it. Well, that can be hilly, obviously, and rugged, but the distance is the same. But this is beautiful. So about 4k to go. How beautiful is that, eh? It's all the pain worth it, I think. It's actually older than me. So I'm not sure of my official time, but it's about 5:21, which is inside my plan A, because I haven't really trained, so if I had, I could have got under 5, because the course is awesome and the weather's great. The last half hour's been really hot, hour maybe. Apart from that's been great. So yeah, I'm very happy with that, 5:21. I still haven't had a poo. So I'm very happy getting my time, and also Laura took's about, so I'm paying more than I should do, but to be honest, I'm not able to walk anyway. So it should be about $3. It was $4. That's all right. So it is what it is. I'll get his number off him, and then he can maybe pick me up later. We'll see. Because if I'm struggling to get transport to my hotel, then I'll have to change my hotel. I don't really want to do that, but it's actually going to work out cheaper to a certain extent to change the hotel, because this is really cheap ones in town. But let me see. But at the end of the day, I got my medal, so very happy.